We are. Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Current Radio. Check us out online at currentradio.com. You can download the Current Radio app to your smart device and take us on all of your holiday vacations. Plus, streaming live on YouTube, head over to YouTube and search up Current Radio, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come along with us every single day. And all of our glory, you can watch us right here at 205. We're also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just look up Current Radio. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR? Got a great show for you lined up today. Not too much to talk about, but we'll find some things. We'll, of course, discuss the president's speech last night to the nation. You heard it right here live on Current Radio following the Ralph Bailey show. President only covered about 15 minutes or so. We'll break down what he said. I'll give you my thoughts. The city council had a meeting last night. We'll tell you what they did. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Some people showed up. I'll tell you what they said. I'll tell you who was there and who wasn't there. Oh, goodness gracious. And there's a couple of other things going on. Greg Biffle, a retired NASCAR driver, died in a plane crash. His private jet had crashed, I guess, earlier today. And he, his wife, his kids, and a few other people. I'll get all the details. I wasn't too sure who was all on the plane, but I know him, his wife, and the kids were in there. Two kids they have together, and everybody perished. Nobody survived. So we'll give you the details of that as well. But we have to start locally, like we typically do here on the show. You guys know me. I try to focus on things that are happening in our community that affect us, each one of us, every single day. And we've been talking about this trial now for, I don't know, since it's happened back in June, and trial started last week. We've tried to cover as much as we could, but I had a feeling this was going to happen. It's the case of Maya Hernandez. I think Court TV actually picked up the case as well. What was it? Cosmetic killer or something like that. I think is what they called Miss Maya Hernandez. She was in a facility here. For those that don't know the story, and this happened back in June, when Miss Hernandez had come to Bakersfield to get a elective medical procedure. We believed it was a lip injections. We later found out through the trial, no, it was a Brazilian butt lift. But she had left her two kids in the vehicle. Emilio, a 1-year-old, unfortunately passed away, and his 2-year-old brother thankfully survived. They tried to charge Miss Hernandez with second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and 2 counts of cruelty to a child. They had closing arguments this week, and then the jury got the case. What's today? Thursday. So they deliberated all day yesterday. And what was it? Some of the day on Tuesday, I believe, is when closing arguments wrapped up, and they got the case, the jury. And they passed a note to the judge the day before and said, we're stuck. And he said, well, do you need anything from me? Please go back and try again. And then they passed another note, and now the judge has declared a mistrial after jurors said they were hopelessly deadlocked on the murder charge. Juries, like I said, they received the case on Tuesday, Bremer, Judge Charles R. Bremer declared a mistrial on the murder and involuntary manslaughter counts after questioning each juror. Prosecutors have the option to come back and retry the case against Ms. Hernandez. A hearing for that has been set for January 12th. At that time, the prosecutors will have to inform the court whether or not they intend to retry. The jury did convict Ms. Hernandez, and her defense, I think I can't remember the term they used, they conceded. They even conceded the involuntary murder charge against her, and in both counts of child endangerment. So they found her guilty on the 2 counts of child endangerment, 1 count each for each of the child left in the car. The penalty for child endangerment is 2, 4, or 6 years in prison. She is to remain in custody. Now, if you're asking, well, JR, if they couldn't find her, they couldn't come to a conclusion on the murder charge, then why didn't they move to the involuntary murder charge? Well, in order for them to even begin to deliberate the involuntary murder charge, they would have had to come to a conclusion on the second-degree murder charge, whether or not guilty or not guilty. Had they come back and said, we find her not guilty on the second-degree murder charge, then they would have been able to begin deliberating whether or not they believed she was guilty on the involuntary murder charge. But because they couldn't even come to a conclusion on the second-degree murder charge, they weren't even allowed to begin to deliberate the involuntary murder charge. So that's why the judge declared a mistrial for both of the charges when it came to murder. Again, even though her defense conceded, they said, look, we concede involuntary, we concede the 2 child endangerment charges. She's taking responsibility for that. And even I questioned, and I know Ralph did too, whether or not this rose to second-degree murder. They were going to have to prove, and apparently it looks like they had a tough time proving that she knew, and this is where I get hung up, because is it that she knew something bad could happen and willfully did it anyways. And a part of me finds it hard to believe that any parent wouldn't know leaving your kid in a hot car isn't going to end well. Now, she claims, and I've also learned that it's only a claim. We don't know for sure whether or not she left that air conditioner on. She says that she left it on. Now, we learned that the car turns off after an hour of running, but they tried to get into the system to see if they could get a reading on whether or not the air conditioner was left on, but unfortunately, the center console was damaged. And so they weren't able to retain that information from the system on whether or not she really did leave the air conditioner on. There's no proof that she left the air conditioner on. None. The only way that we believe that she did is because she said so. Because we're supposed to believe her. Mom of the year, yeah. She left the air on, she left fruit roll-ups, she left milk, and she left them YouTube. In a hot car in a city that she's not even from. Left the car running with the keys in it. I didn't know it would happen. And she's almost, and I hate to give her more of a defense, but she's almost benefiting if she says, well, I've done it before and nothing happened. So I was led to believe that if I've done this before, if I've left my kids in the car before, the last time I came in and got my butt lifted, they didn't even know I had the kids in the car and they were fine last time. She's almost better off saying that. As much as I hate to give the defense that. But this woman, we'll have to see if the prosecution plans on, I have no doubt that they're going to retry the case. I question whether or not they retried the second-degree murder charge. I really do. And if they come back and only do a retry on the involuntary murder charge, since the prosecution, or since the defense has already conceded involuntary manslaughter, what kind of deal then would be put in place for her to take a plea? We know, again, that she'll spend, and I don't know if we have to wait for January 12th and the prosecution announcing whether or not they're going to retry to get sentencing for the child endangerment charges that she was found guilty of. Again, those hold penalties of 2, 4, or 6 years in prison. I'm hoping that since there are 2 different counts of child endangerment, that she at least gets the 4 to 6 term. And again, if they only do the involuntary murder, what kind of deal are they going to be willing to give her? And is that going to run concurrent with the 2, 4, or 6 years that she's going to get for the child endangerment charge? It's a sad, sad, sad case. One child lost his life. The 2-year-old, we don't even know where the 2-year-old's at because mom's in jail. And we learned through trial that dad is also in jail. Did these kids ever even stand a chance? So I pray for the 2-year-old that he is now in better care, where he's getting the things that he needs. But I also pray, because that's what my faith calls me to do, I pray for Maya Hernandez. I pray that she finds God. I pray that she finds, if she even has remorse, to somehow forgive herself for this. It's just a sad, sad, sad case. But it's not the end of it. We'll have to do it all again, probably in January. Come back on the other side. You guys want to chime in? You can. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. You can also jump in the chat on YouTube. Just head over to YouTube. Look up Kern Radio. We are live right now. The president spoke last night to the nation. We'll break down what he said, and did it make you feel better? I'll give you my thoughts. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, it's the last Friday show before Christmas, so we'll have some last-minute shopping tips, the latest on the Rob Reiner tragedy. That story just keeps getting worse. We will have news and traffic and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and streaming live on the World Wide Web at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Are the rising waters of expenses and debt threatening to drown you? Many people try to stay afloat by borrowing more money or using debt settlement programs, but those can take years. If you're trapped under credit card debt, medical bills, payday loans, or buy now, pay later plans, Chapter 7 bankruptcy could free you much sooner, in about 4 months and for a fraction of the cost. Stop the harassing calls and letters. Rebuild your credit quickly and clear the way for a fresh start. At Clean Slate BK Group, consumer Chapter 7 bankruptcies are all we do. We can help you erase credit card debt, medical bills, personal loans, even past due utility bills. Find out if you qualify at no cost and with no obligation. Go to csbk.com. This is an attorney advertisement. Your results may vary, and prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Clean Slate BK Group PC, located at 7 Penn Plaza, Suite 601, New York, New York 10001, is responsible for the content of this ad. For more information, visit csbk.com. That's csbk.com. Your clean slate starts here.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the Big Wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month, and for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Joe?
I started a woodworking business. I was able to build beautiful furniture, but had no handle on the business side of things, so quickly fell behind in my taxes. 1 year of being behind in taxes quickly turned into 5 years. I ended up owing almost $37,000.
Then Joe found tax relief advocates.
I would hear ads for tax relief advocates. One day it just clicked. This is my exact situation that I'm in. So I wrote down the number and called from the car when I got home that day. TRA saved me 99% of what I owed the IRS, and that brought a huge sense of relief.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Joe did and called TRA for a consultation.
I'm really happy that I made that call, and I finally felt like I could breathe again.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-484-4743. 800-484-4743. That's 800-484-4743.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. Chris and I are wearing matching NFL beanies.
Technically, yeah.
We are, dude.
Yeah,
As
that
soon
was
as
the same year too.
As soon as I saw it on your head, I said, "Hey, that's like my Raider beanie."
Yeah.
Both of our teams are terrible, right?
Oh, we are awful.
Yeah.
We're god awful.
Are the Falcons like eliminated from the playoffs?
Yes. Yeah, we were eliminated like 2 weeks ago.
Well, we were eliminated in week 2. So.
Yeah, well, at least we get to watch some of their games, though.
Yeah, we did.
My team's just unwatchable.
Well,
Kirk Cousins is unwatchable.
Gino.
I'd
you-
take Gino. I
who-
honestly,
would you really?
if you wanted to trade straight up, if they took Kirk for Gino, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Really?
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Wouldn't even question it. Because your guys' problem isn't Gino; it's the offensive line.
Well, it's both.
I disagree.
I
I
think
would gladly have Geno Smith on the Falcons right now.
I think a lot of it is the offensive line, but some of those balls that Geno throw, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, because he's on the run trying to
but-
save his own life.
But as a good
Playing
quarterback,
with a bum leg.
but as a good quarterback, then you throw it away. You throw it out of bounds. You don't throw it up into the air. He's done that a few times. There's now, and I get it. Again, it goes back to his offensive line where he's got the happy feet and he just hears the footsteps and they're not even coming because, well, it's PTSD. He's been hit a lot.
Exactly.
So I get
You guys
that
have
too.
ruined him.
I get that too. He wasn't that good to begin with.
He was accurate at
He
least.
was average.
Oh yeah, average
At
at best.
best.
Average at best.
At
100%.
at
I'm not
his-
sitting here saying he's a top 10.
No.
He's
At-
never a top 10.
At his best, he was average.
Yeah, 100%. But still, he was better than what he is now.
I do have a fantasy. I know Greg Kerr, who ends his show at 2, always sits in the hallway or is in every room sitting there
It's
talking.
okay. Everybody wants to get the opinion of the early bird special. It's fine.
He
You
talks
can just
fantasy
listen to us
football.
from 7 to 9
7
every
to
single
9.
morning.
Every single morning. You can watch him on YouTube,
You can.
just like you watch
Every
this
single
show.
day.
If you subscribe to this show, you should subscribe to the early bird special.
And our
show.
audio is better.
There.
I mean, sometimes our stream messes up all the time too, so don't get mad at me.
But I have a predicament.
What's that now?
Okay, I had all season Patrick Mahomes as my
Correct.
quarterback. He was decent.
Yeah. Not his best year.
Not
but
his best year.
It was okay.
Some low points where I was only like really Patrick 8. The kicker got more than you did.
Yeah, 100%.
But for the most part, he would get me solid points. Well, he tore his ACL.
Yes. I guess
And
he
the
did.
end of the Chiefs dynasty has come.
Correct. Yes.
You said no the other day.
I know. It is.
For the sake of argument.
For the
Yes,
sake of
it's
argument.
over.
It's over.
Kelsey's retiring. So I dumped Patrick Mahomes. Before the end of the weekend, I had picked up Aaron Rodgers because I had some space on my bench. So as soon as he got hurt, I went and picked up Aaron Rodgers because he didn't play till Monday night. I was able to snag him before waivers came through.
Fair. No, that was a good pickup.
Aaron Rodgers on my bench. Now,
He's been balling out lately.
I had another option. CJ Stroud was out there.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, okay, I'll put the waiver in for him. I'll drop Mahomes. And I was first in waiver, and I got him. Now I have Aaron Rodgers
And CJ Stroud.
and CJ Stroud. Aaron Rodgers is playing the Detroit Lions,
Correct. Yes.
whose secondary isn't that good.
No, they are banged up right now.
They are not that good. I had what was his name? Branch.
Yeah, Brian Branch is gone for the rest
He's
of the year.
out. He was the best defensive back.
Oh, 100%.
I had him on my fantasy team. I know. He's out. So Aaron Rodgers is looking pretty good against Detroit, but who are the Texans playing, Chris?
That would be the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
At
now,
home, too, by the way.
in Houston. Now, my problem is once the Houston Texans get up 35-0 halfway through the first quarter, are they even going to throw the ball anymore?
Probably not. but I
Probably
mean,
not. So do I start CJ Stroud against a terrible Las Vegas team?
Here's what you're forgetting, though.
Yes.
Just as you said, when you're up 35-0, you
Yes.
just don't throw the ball anymore.
Yes.
Who scored those 3 touchdowns?
Probably the running back.
I actually disagree. It's most likely going to be CJ.
So then who do I start?
I would go with CJ.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
I also have Houston's defense, which is my
Which
saving
is,
grace.
yes, another ad, too. So no matter
Yes.
what you do, you're going to be winning unless the Raiders just decide this is the one
This
week
is the
they
one
want to
week
be.
they show up.
Yeah, an actual football team.
God, it would be too.
Yeah, no.
Get to a break. We'll talk more on the other side. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be back.
With SRN News, I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Hundreds of mourners have gathered in Sydney for the funeral of a 10-year-old girl killed in an anti-Semitic massacre during a Hanukkah celebration. The attack at Bondi Beach on Sunday in Australia left 15 people dead. Authorities say the suspects, a father and son, were inspired by the Islamic State group. A business jet with 6 people crashed at a regional airport in North Carolina, erupting a large fire and killing multiple people. And now it's been confirmed that former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle, his wife, and children were among the victims in that plane crash. Inflation eased a bit last month. The Labor Department says the Consumer Price Index was 2.7% in November, less than expected. Stocks rose after that report, the Nasdaq jumping 313 points, the Dow adding 66, the S&P 500 up by 3. This is SRN News.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. She's not getting off, but she's not guilty either. The jury could not reach a verdict in the second-degree murder trial of Maya Hernandez in the death of her son Emilio, left in a hot car in June. Since the judge declared a mistrial this morning, that means a hearing will be held in January to determine whether she will be tried again. A 15-year-to-life sentence was handed down this week to 22-year-old Julian Romero for a shooting that happened January 19th, 2023 in Wasco, in which 16-year-old Adrian Esparza was killed. It was caught on video. The Chapter Pillar Award was given to the National Honor Society people and helping clean up the community. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries here in Kern County. If you are eligible for Medicare and looking for a doctor who listens and cares about you with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations, it's time you learned about QualCare IPA. QualCare IPA contracts with most Medicare Advantage health plans and provides you with access to a large network of outstanding doctors and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Medicare Advantage health plans go beyond original Medicare benefits coverage, and understanding these coverage differences may be confusing. Call us today at 661-554-4544. Let us help you understand your healthcare options for 2025. Call today, 661-554-4544. That's 661-554-4544. Get the information you need and the coverage you deserve. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 661-554-4544, TTY 711.
The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Thursday TRBS. Mike Turnipseed, Kern Tax, and of course our money man Daniel Petrie. And we're on jury watch in the Maya Hernandez case, and we'll preview Zach Scribner's appearance in court on Friday. All that me at 3. It's TRBS, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you at 3.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Yeah, and Randy's the number 1 seed.
Oh, goodness gracious. If you guys want to chime in and help me out, do I start CJ Stroud against the Las Vegas Raiders, which seems like it would be the no-brainer decision because it's the Raiders. But I also have Aaron Rodgers going up against a beat-up secondary in the Detroit Lions. And I think Rodgers, and everybody's saying this, Rodgers probably has more of the upside because, as I've stated, once the Texans get up 35-0 in the first quarter, they're just not going to throw the ball anymore. So Help me out, y'all. Which one do I start? 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. If you guys want to chime in at any time. Do we have anything on the board, sir, so far before I get into another story?
I just got one here. It says, it's ridiculous when KGET includes Ken Weir's presence at a city council meeting as headline news.
It is. It is headline news. I got it right here. Last night's recap of the city council meeting. Ken Weir finally made an appearance, his first one since August. I believe they meet, what, twice a month? August. He hasn't been in meetings. And waited till November to tell us actually why. And it is news because he's only been absent from 12 of the 23 meetings. My daughter's in 3rd grade. Even she knows the math that 12 out of 23 ain't even half. My boy hasn't even showed up to half of the meetings. Now, don't go running around talking about JR, you're not sympathetic. He's dealing with medical issues. We got to give him some grace. He's going through cancer. I respect all that. But if you can't show up, and I don't even want to say 50%, I want to say something like 75% when it comes to government positions. If you can't show up, and hell, I even want to take it as high as 85 to 90% of the time. But I'm going to go ahead and be generous because it's Christmas time. I'm in a giving mood. So I'll say, if you can't even show up 50% of the time to meetings, maybe, just maybe, you need to step down. And I'm trying to be as sensitive with that as I possibly could be, because it is a very sensitive topic. I'm not going to tell anybody's business, but I have somebody that I know that's dealing with cancer and has stepped away from work so that they could focus on their cancer treatment because they knew that they weren't going to be able to do both, unfortunately. Mr. Weir has stated that he has been kept informed of all the things happening. I don't doubt that. But it's one thing to be informed or be told, and it's another thing to actually show up. If he hasn't shown up, and because of part of having to sit on city council is to be a member of different boards, the civil services board, you have to sit on some other commission, you got to sit on a couple of things as a member of the city council. So I question if he's only shown up to, or he's been absent from 12 of the 23 meetings, just city council, how many of the board meetings that he's supposed to sit on has he missed? Again, I'm trying to be really sensitive here. I understand he's going through medical treatment. But if you haven't showed up since August, then yeah, it's going to make KGET news. Goodness gracious. Andre Gonzalez was absent, though. Anybody know where Andre was? Anybody? No? Raising money somewhere? Was he at the Brerit residence for some Democratic fundraiser? Oh, goodness. Who else? It was the Californian, for what it's worth, listed. Who else has missed meetings? Ward 7 Councilwoman and Vice Mayor Manpreet Kaur and Ward 1 Councilman Eric Arias both missed 4 meetings this year, to put it in perspective. Our favorite city councilman, Andre Gonzalez, wannabe assemblyman, missed 2 meetings. My personal favorite, legit when I say that, the only one that has the cojones and the kick-ass to do anything and speak up, Mr. Zach Bashertash, he's only missed 1. And he's the only one at this point who I trust. And I'm dead serious when I say that. Ward 4 City Councilman, Mr. Bicycle Bob Smith, and Ward 5 City Councilman, Larry Can't Count on Me Coleman. I haven't missed any meetings, at least, right? Speaking of the meeting last night, I told you how they want to spend $7.5 million to do 2 city blocks in downtown. Kudos to somebody that showed up to speak out to that. Oh, man, did he have a lot to say. What's his name? Let's see. Where's it at? I just had it, too. Mr. Johnny Alguez. He actually ran for Ward 6. He spoke out against spending $7.5 million to do 2 blocks of downtown along 18th Street and 19th Street from L to O. We told you it's going to include signage, decorative pavers, because the homeless need somewhere to, something nice to poop on. Let's put them some decorative pavers down there. Bike lanes, because of course it's Bob Smith. Landscaping, irrigation, pedestrian lighting, street lighting, among other general infrastructure improvements. Well, Mr. Alguez walked up and accused the council of spending taxpayer money on projects benefiting council members or their family members' business. He kind of sounds like me. I'm starting to like this Johnny Alguez guy. Kind of reminds me of me. That's not a compliment, Johnny. I'm sorry, but you do. He said, quote, "The nepotism in this town is just beyond. I mean, it's out of control. You're going to spend $7.5 million because your kids' businesses aren't profitable because they can't get traffic. So now the city is stepping in to redo streets," he said, directing it towards Bicycle Bob, the millionaire. Because remember, I told you yesterday, this section of redoing downtown just happens to land right up against 17th Street townhomes, which him and his boy Austin just sold for $11 million this year. And it just so happens that on the other side of O Street is that little place. What's it called? What's that one place called? That little cafe, Smitten, Spittin', shit. Whoa, I can't say that. Smitten. That's what it's called. Cafe Smitten. Right there. That's what Mr. Alguez is referring to. That's what I said yesterday. The only reason we're doing this section to make it walkable anybody in this town, go ahead and walk down there and tell me if there's anything wrong with the streets and the gutters, the landscaping. Tell me, just take a walk down there and make a list of the things that need to be changed in those 2 blocks. And if street repairs and adding bikes and landscaping even make the top 3 of your list. It was a mostly quiet night at the Bakersfield City Council meeting. Mr. Bob Smith did not reply to Mr. Alguez, but he did talk to the Californian. Oh boy, he said, quote, "I love Bakersfield. We spend our treasure and our time for Bakersfield." You got a lot of treasure, $11 million in treasure from selling 17th Street townhomes, Mr. Smith. Your Sage Equity boys. You got the Q, and then you're also doing that other one down the street now too. That project is not adjacent to any projects that we are doing, and the project is not being done for myself and my family. It's for downtown, said City Councilman Bob Smith. No, it's not adjacent to your property anymore. You sold that piece for $11 million, but it still is adjacent to Cafe Smitten, which is still owned by your boys. Kudos to you, Mr. Johnny Alguez. You are welcome on this show, and you have now become a friend of the JR Show, sir. You're welcome anytime. Anytime. If anybody knows Mr. Alguez, tell him he has a special invite from JR because he sounds a lot like me. Can't wait to run into the Smiths at the next holiday party downtown. It's funny, every time I get invited to one of these things downtown from friends of mine, and I walk in and the Smiths happen to be there, they disappear quickly after I show up. I don't know why. I don't care. Let's get to a break, Chris. Come back on the other side and talk about some other things. A Bakersfield man who drives for Uber is under arrest. Tell you what he did, why he got arrested. A lawsuit has been filed against the current high school district. We talked about yesterday another person, teacher or employee of the district getting in trouble. Well, this one stems from a case at Foothill. Now the family is suing. Told you we have a problem here. And there's been another delay in the Bakersfield Christmas Parade 2023 DUI. What year? 2023, 24, 20. We'll tell you when Mr. Allen Booth, if Mr. Allen Booth will ever go to court. Goodness gracious. Plus any phone calls and text messages, 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. Oh, I learned where the other child of Maya Hernandez is, too. I'll tell you that on the other side. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox.
Yeah, I don't think the Smiths like me, but I really don't care. Hey, JR, you never told us yesterday about the email you received. I'll tell you right now, okay? I promise. It was about the Zach Scrivener case. Somebody said that somebody basically said to tell me to not stop talking about it, and there's somebody online trying to get everybody to call the Attorney General's office, the State Attorney General's office. But I'll fill you in. Are you guys ready for Christmas? I bought one thing for Christmas so far. I bought my daughter some tickets to a concert, and that's the only thing I've gotten anybody for Christmas so far. I'm really serious about this no gifts for Christmas thing. I think I'm really gonna start rolling with it. I hear more and more people doing it. Like, all right, guys, it's just not. It's for the kids. I guess I could see, but I haven't even put a tree up. Go ahead and yell at me for that one. have not even put a tree up. I'm gonna get it up, I promise. We'll put it up on Saturday and then we'll take it down the following Saturday. It'll live for 1 week. And it's gonna be a fake one. And I don't even like fake Christmas trees. I hate fake Christmas trees. I despise fake Christmas trees. There is nothing like the smell and just, I know, the mess of a real Christmas tree. Nothing like it. My grandmother had one in her house every single year, and every time I smell a real Christmas tree, it reminds me of my grandma's house. It reminds me of Christmas as a kid. And so I love a real Christmas tree over fake Christmas trees.
419-2387. 800-419-2387. 800-419-2387.
That's crazy. NASCAR driver Greg Biffle killed in a plane crash. Him and his family. That's too bad.
The Central Coast Golf Cart is the perfect last-minute gift.
Too bad.
Instant delivery, instant savings while they last at centralcoastgolfcart.com.
Before you hit the road for the holidays, make sure your car is ready for the journey. Kern Oil Change keeps your engine running smooth and your family safe. No appointments needed. Just drive in and their fast, friendly team will get you back on the road in minutes. Don't wait till you're stuck on the side of the road. Stop by Kern Oil Change today and travel with confidence this holiday season. Kern Oil Change has 2 locations that serve you: 3706 Coffee Road and 5651 Auburn Street. Kern Oil Change is open 7 days a week. Follow us on Instagram for additional savings.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Long distance relatives, haven't seen them.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. I said I was curious about what happened to the boy that actually survived the hot car as his mom was getting the Brazilian butt lift. Somebody sent me an article. His grandmother, Katie Martinez, spoke with KMPH in Fresno. She lives in Porterville. She says that Maya was always a good parent since the baby was born. Well, Miss Martinez, she was only a parent for 2 years, and she had 2 kids, and one of them is no longer with us. I think that disqualifies you. I always tell people, I'm just happy I kept mine alive till she was 8, going on 9 now. She goes on to say, quote, "She was a really good mom. She really was." As Martinez reflected on her time living with both Maya and her son, who is the father. She told you dad's locked up, now mom's locked up, and grandma, I hate to be a judge of a book by its cover there, but yeah. She said, "I never saw her raise her voice or get impatient with them or anything, but love them." Well, yeah, she probably wasn't spending too much time with them. I've seen a lot of people that don't yell at their kids because they really don't say much to their kids. They give them the phone. Here's your YouTube. Go on now. Mama's got things to do. Yeah, if she's leaving them in the car, I'm guessing she's not talking to them much anywhere. But dad, as I said, is in prison for an unrelated issue. Martinez said on June 3rd, just a few weeks before Emilio's death, she was part of an altercation with Maya. Quote, "She was told that she had to leave, so she left with the boys, and I hadn't seen them since." Sounds like a great mom. Meanwhile, both sides of the family are pleading for Mateo to be placed with relatives. Martinez said they are unsure of Mateo's condition. The 10-year-old boy was placed under Child Protective Services. Oh my God. I don't know which one's worse. As we've come to find out, CPS in this town doesn't do a very good job of protecting kids either. Do we need to bring up Genesis Mata? That whole thing, how that could have been prevented? If CPS had just done their job, well, now CPS is apparently in custody of Mateo Hernandez. The grandmother says visitation of Mateo is allowed, but only of Maya and the dad, which, again, both are in prison. Both are doing time. As for young 1-year-old Emilio, his body was taken back to Tulare County earlier this week. The family set up a GoFundMe to help raise money for his funeral. So that's where the 2-year-old is, and I don't know what's worse, being with those family members or being with CPS, unfortunately, because in this town, again, CPS doesn't stand for Child Protective Services in this town. It stands for Can't Protect. I'll get in trouble if I finish that.
Stuff.
Thank you, Chris. Can't protect stuff. And as my friend Ralph Bailey would say, and I clean that up. Goodness gracious. Do I want to leave them with this story about the Bakersfield Uber driver that sexually assaulted an unconscious woman in the backseat of his car because he picked her up at the bar intoxicated, and on the way home she passed out? And he decided, I'll just keep driving. And I'm going to say this wrong. Simranjit Singh Sakan, 35, apparently picked up an intoxicated woman around 1 a.m. back on November 27th. This happened in Camarillo, or outside a bar in Thousand Oaks, according to a release from the Ventura County District Attorney's Office. He was supposed to drive her home, but instead he kept driving after she fell asleep, and then he sexually assaulted her. She lives in Camarillo. He's being held on $500,000 bail, and he's back in court next week. Ladies, if you go out to a bar, don't go. How about we start there? I feel like we always have to start at the very, very basic beginning of things not to do. How about we don't just go to the bar? But if we are going to go to the bar, 1, don't go alone. 2, don't go home with anybody. 3, don't even, as this case shows, don't even get into an Uber by yourself. Protect yourself at every way possible. I got to get out of here for the day. I got to make room for the Ralph Bailey Show. What is it, Thursday? Mr. Michael Turnipseed from the Kern Taxpayers Association and Daniel Petrie from Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors stops by. Stay tuned tomorrow. It is a Friday, the last What the Faith Friday before Christmas, so we'll talk about Christmas with Pastor Angelo Frazier. This has been the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 90.
All right, turned off. You know, I was trying to get David Torres in.
Yeah. He's like, I'm in Mexico. I'm like, fool, you're always in Mexico.